Another thing that honestly doesn't help is accusations of racism and sexism or objectification when it comes to my sexual preferences and so forth. Speaking for me personally, but I'm sure that there are like other people who can relate to some extent or another. And as far as accusations of racism goes, y'all know that my main attraction is towards black women and over all other races. Although Latinas, but women of Pacific Islander heritage, and even some of the darker Asians too, come to like a kind of a close second and third. But just in general, like the lighter skin women, like be it Asians of Chinese, Korean, or Japanese descent, or just plain old white women, no, doesn't really do it for me. Generally speaking, anyways. Like, I'm sure that there's some exceptions, but I'm just speaking in generalities. And, been accused of, kind of being racist, or at least that other people would supposedly accuse me of being racist about that. And, like, it definitely is not helpful to me, like, getting a hold of my own, lust and everything when people are like making these accusations of bigotry. But I guess if you're to be like super pedantic and be super nitpicky too, then maybe it is like the most mildest, most petty, nitpicky kind of racism for you to be having a racial preference in your sexuality at all. Because by the textbook definition, you are discriminating based off of a person's race as far as who you generally go for in your sexual preference. And the only way that you're like not racist is if you literally view all women of all colors and racial heritages like literally equally the same, which I don't think that is the case for anyone really. Like, I don't think it's racist for you to have like a racial preference outside of your race. I don't even think it's racist of you to have a racial preference almost exclusively within your own race. If you're a white person who's only attracted to other white people, then hey, no harm, no foul, in my opinion. To be quite honest, these accusations of racism have been very few throughout my life, but the people that it comes from are people who are kind of close within my personal life more than anyone else. When I talk to about my preferred racial preference when it comes to my sexuality, when I could talk about it to anybody in my work or over the internet, generally speaking, they're like, okay, or they even like get a little bit of a kick out of it, like, oh, I'm surprised, Zach, you're into black women and so forth. Like, I do recognize that there are like those black separatists who are all like, oh, no white person should ever take away our black women, but I have yet to run across those like a whole lot, anyways. Much less be directly interacting with those types of people relating to that issue. But the fact that anybody in my personal life would have a problem, would at least express a problem, or think that other people would have a problem with it, is not very helpful. And the accusations of sexism is definitely the bigger one that I have received more of, more specifically in my personal life. Like, over the internet, I haven't run across those a whole lot either, but I think if I was to like really think about it, that maybe I have run across those, at least a handful more of those than I have of accusations of racism over my preference, over my racial preference. But it's been mostly in my personal life as well. Why? Because I say that I would prefer a woman with a big butt as opposed to a girl with a flat butt. And my thought is, it might be kind of shallow, but it is no more sexist than for if a woman was to say that they prefer a man who's taller than them as opposed to a man who is shorter than them. Like, if it's not sexist for a woman to want to marry a man who is taller than them, then it is not sexist as well for me to want a woman who has like a bigger butt than me, as opposed to a flatter butt than even my ass. Now, of course, I've received accusations of sexism when it comes relating to other issues, but when it comes to lust specifically, it's been kind of few, but still, those few accusations of sexism that I've had received just because I say that I prefer a woman who is on the curvier side as opposed to the thinner. I get called sexist for that, and honestly, those accusations kind of hurt. Uh, Even though that they're few, they still hurt for whenever that they get them. And they're definitely not helpful to me trying to get in control of my lust and my porn addiction. It just these accusations in general, like even the objectification accusation. Like whenever I look at a woman with lust or even like jerk it to a woman, I'm not purely just looking at the woman as like an object. To back up my point a little bit more, whenever I go looking at Instagram models on, well, Instagram or whatever, yeah, they look pretty at first, at least the ones that fit my physical preferences anyways. But the moment that I find out something about their personality or their beliefs that I don't like, it's like an immediate turnoff for me, and I'll stop looking at them. Let alone will I lust after or for them anymore. Like, for a clear example, you guys ever heard of an Instagram model named Gracie Bond? The one girl with the ginormous ass, or at least a big lower half of her body anyways, and the top half of her body is like, I mean, she's got boobs, but the top half of her body looks like the body of a completely different woman compared to everything from the butt cheeks downward. And that girl that like did some virtue signaling about how that planes do not accommodate for bigger people just in general. Yeah, when she did that bit of virtue signaling, it made me kind of cringe a little bit and made me think, yeah, I don't think I particularly like this girl that much. And that's just one example. Like, to expound on this point even more, like, Cardi B would have to be like the quintessential example. Like Cardi B, you would think is like somebody who would fit into my physical preferences. I mean, to be quite honest, she doesn't even have as much of a potato-looking face as Nicki Minaj does. But because of the type of personality that I know that she is, and also because of her political beliefs as well, I don't find her as attractive as I otherwise would. Like, her physical appearance starts to look worse for me the moment that I found out about all that stuff, about how that she drugged and robbed men, about how much of a leftist she is, and all that other stuff. And quite frankly, to ask a broader question, are there really that many right-wing men who are jerking it to Cardi B? All of us knowing the type of woman that she is, both beliefs and personality-wise anyways, I highly doubt that it is like a large amount of them. They're probably all just like looking at some other more apolitical and not quite as explicitly toxic women on Instagram other than Cardi B. Like, maybe these people who are like accusing me of objectification whenever I have these sort of opinions, whenever I espouse these opinions, or whenever I look at a woman with lust or whatever, maybe they're not articulating that well what they actually mean. But I don't look a woman purely as an object just because, oh, I am lusting over a woman who has curves more than I do a skinny woman. It's not like I am just some vapid dumbass who is going to just jump full force into a dating relationship the very moment that I see a woman who meets my physical preferences. No, I'm going to first want to know if she meets some of the bare minimum prerequisites that I want in a girl. Like, for example, my bare minimum prerequisites, aside from physical features, is that she's got to be a Christian, she's got to be pro-gun rights, she's got to be against abortion, she's got to be like at least somewhat pro-capitalism anyways. I don't expect like every woman to have the same exact beliefs as me when it comes to free markets. She's gotta at least be respectful of private property, not to be like for the Floyd riots, for example, and amongst some other things. And she's got to be like somewhat knowing and tasteful in nerd culture, like liking Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or anything else like that is of some similarity to me and my likenesses. And whatever stuff that we might disagree on. She's got to at least not be the type of person to demand and want me to just completely shut up, full stop, on whatever the subject matter being. Be it like, we disagree on whether or not that I don't know, Disney live action remakes are any good, or any other kind of movie related stuff like that. Disliking Kendrick Lamar, like I, heck no, am I going to date a woman who thinks that I should just shut up when it comes to me saying how I dislike Kendrick Lamar. And if she doesn't meet like most to all of that, well then that's me looking at the person before I get into the dating relationship. And if she does not meet most to all of those, well then, yeah, as a person, taking into consideration, taking into mind the person she is, yeah, she is, I don't think that person is somebody that I want to be dating. Like these accusations of bigotry, sexism and racism and objectification, they just do not help at all. Instead, they make the whole conversation of my porn addiction and trying to get in control of my lust and whatnot, they just make it an argument over my character more than they do a conversation about some solutions to my problems. And that is the thing that really frustrates the whole thing of the porn discussion for me, is when people just go resorting to, oh, you're sexist because you want a girl with a big butt, or oh, you're racist because you prefer black women over white women. It's like, no, I'm not. Please don't. Can we talk about the solution without throwing around these accusations that are not applicable to me? And ultimately, I think one thing that definitely did not help, probably more than anything, more than the accusations, more than the infighting of anti-porn activists, probably is the fact that I never really had a sufficient and applicable older man in my life to walk me through my porn addiction, to try to get me to quit and whatnot. Like all the older men in my life, it almost seems like every one of them, they fit under one of these multiple bit of categories right here. Either they're not mature enough, they don't have similar enough beliefs to me when it comes to stuff relating to sex and gender interactions and whatnot, or they're not of the right type of personality for me. They don't speak my kind of language on this sort of stuff, or they're just plain freaking busy. And even with figures over the internet, I don't think I've found like the right type of person to be looking up to. That I, even with people that I can't meet in person, there's nobody that I can like really look up to. I mean, I'm not going to be looking up to some sexist pig like Andrew Tate, nor am I going to be looking up to some feminist hack like Andrew Bauman. And even Jordan Peterson, for that matter, he's got a little bit of controversy too. And plus, his way of like speaking about these issues just doesn't line up with my way of speaking. It's not comprehensible and straightforward enough, the way that he talks about the subjects of sexuality and gender interactions and so forth. But yeah, I haven't found anybody, internet role models, or any older man in my own personal life to look up to try and help me get through this. And that is another thing that would help, is if I was able to find the right type of older man in my life to walk me through quitting this. But I haven't found him yet.